Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today is episode 9. I'm sorry, today is episode 10 of doing comic book review every day. Well, yes, this is January the 9th. The first one I did was on December 26th of 2023, the day after Christmas. Normally, I get these videos uploaded sooner, in the daytime, but so much was going on today. I'm still trying to get ready for my trip to PA, so just a lot has been, going on lately. But I wanted to get this review out, and I had to go through my trade paperbacks and get this book, because as you guys could tell by the title of the video, and if you guys have watched my other comic reviews, this is my review on the Infinity Gauntlet. This review is going to be a little bit different because I just quickly skimmed through the book, because I read it back in 2019, but it's my all-time favorite comic book storyline, and I just went through the pages, just try to get an idea of what's going on with, like, Thanos and all of that. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where that came from. But basically, so today is episode 10. Of course, sorry guys, I'm trying to look for this one thing here because it's relevant to the review and I missed out on it, and I was going through the book and I didn't see it. I think it's in issue 1 because he did it in that. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to look for something. Okay, found it. So, anyway, basically, for my New Year's resolution, ladies and gentlemen, today, I can't say a day, end of the year of 2024, if you guys do like comic book reviews, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, because I do daily comic book reviews, every day, for the year 2024. I will have emergency uploads, like I will have one this coming Saturday, because I will be traveling to Pennsylvania. I'm still trying to get stuff ready to go up there, so, it'll be in around the afternoon time, whenever I get a chance, with my phone, to be uploaded, not really in the afternoon per se, but hopefully whenever, I'm out and on the road, it's going to be an earlier day upload, but still, though, it's going to be uploaded on Saturday. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's going to be some sort of single issue, and also the background will change, and some of the videos may be weird, and there are going to be a lot of emergency videos. Emergency videos are stuff that I will be pre-recording to save in my phone for, when that time eventually does come, and I have to go on and save, like, the videos for that specific day, instead of me just doing 2 a day or something, because I'm all caught up, so I don't really want to go back, like, behind on my schedule. So in today's story, I will be going on and I will be talking about, like I said, the Infinity Gauntlet. If you guys have seen my last 9 previous videos, this is the episode 10 special. The 10th, this is a special episode, the 10th episode. And the Infinity Gauntlet is my favorite comic book series of all time. I read it back in 2019 after Avengers Infinity War and Endgame came out. So I read it in the summer of 2019, and after I read it, it quickly became my favorite comic book of all time. Now, I am in the middle of reading the 1984 Secret Wars. I'm really enjoying that right now. Also, I'm still at the fairly beginning of Crisis on Infinite Earths, so I am reading that as well. I'm bad with comic book reviews. The other reason why I'm doing this is so I can stick to one comic book storyline, so I can go on and read it, and I don't have to, like, worry about it. Like, I don't have to worry about, going on and, like, read 2-3 different storylines at a time with random single issues in between, so I can stick to that single issue, go on, upload, make a review of it, then proceed with that. So there is that. So it just helps my mind to pretty much focus with doing that stuff. But anyways, guys, oh man, I just lost what I was gonna show you guys. Oh man, I can't find it. It's the quote Thanos says, "I am inevitable." He says it in this series. I'll get to that in a second. But Thanos says it, and it's like, I can't remember if it's like a close-up of his face or something else, but nonetheless, guys, I guess I'm not showing you that. But anyways, guys, I'm just gonna get down to it. Oh, fuck, I almost dropped my phone. Whoa, fuck. Okay, it's plugged in right now, so, so the charger just kind of like slipped out. Anyway, so just gonna do that real quick. So, the Infinity Gauntlet review. So this review is gonna be somewhat talking about me, about the series as well. But this isn't gonna be like a full in-depth review like some of my other comic book reviews as well, like I've done in the past, because it's been so long since I read it, and I just have other things I need to actually read, and I don't want to reread this, which I would love to reread this, but not right now. And could I have read this for this episode? Yes, I could have, but this is just probably one of those maybe in the future sit down and read sort of things, because some stuff while I was flipping through this I blatantly just forgot about. But I'm like, oh yeah, like going back and looking at it, I'm like, I remember reading that and just being like, oh wow, that's amazing, because it took me about 6 days, so technically an issue a day, but it wasn't really an issue a day. It was like maybe an issue and a half a day, with maybe like half an issue in there somewhere as well. Like it took me about 6 days, and it wasn't even a comic book a day. It took me about that time length, but now, since I'm at the rate that I am with reading comic books, this could take me just like a day in itself to read, maybe 2. So yeah. Anyways, so one of the reasons why I love this so much, kind of like my thoughts and reviews kind of like mix at the same time. One of the reasons why I love this so much is because of the artwork. I love the style of artwork in this, and this came out in '95, I think. I'm trying to see, because this just collects issues. Number 1, numbers 1 through 6, it just says on the back, but it doesn't say the year. I think it came out in like '93. I don't know. It came out in the '90s, like the early to mid '90s. I'll probably look it up later, or I'll probably say at the beginning of this, because it's printed in 2019, but the series didn't come out until, I don't know when. That's probably going to be a thumbnail. People are going to be like, oh, there's no Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, well, I gotta keep looking down at this thing. So, plus it's also a big book in my hand, it's about as big. Anyway, it's been one of those kind of days. Actually, it's been one of those kind of weeks. So, yeah, like I said, the artwork is just my favorite kind of style of artwork from that era, and this era of comic books is my favorite. It's very, very good. Another reason why I enjoy this is because the storytelling is just so damn good. Like, it has you instantly hooked. And if you enjoy the movies, It's really, really good. And there are a lot of characters in this. Like, you can see that there's Mephisto. I'm pretty sure that Moon Knight was in this at some point or another, but I was flipping through and I couldn't find him for some fucking reason, but I'm pretty sure he appeared for, like, a panel. In fact, is that the page? Fuck me. Oh man, I just went past, I think, the page where he says it. No, fuck. Because it took place after Snap. So by the way, as a Snap took place in like issue number 1. And he was pretty much talking to Mistress Death. And can't find it. He's in here. I know he is. He's somewhere in that book. Trying to look for where Thanos says I am inevitable at the same time, but I can't. But I guess this also just goes to show you like how many different characters are in this book instead of the series. So first off, you got Mephisto, which he plays a very big part because at this time in the series, you know, like he has a whole conversation with Thanos, and at the beginning of a book, which I really enjoy, he calls Thanos a god because Thanos, like, there was no storyline on him, you know, getting the Infinity Stones. I think it happened in previous comic book series, but Thanos has the Infinity Stones, and he does the snap, like I said, in like issue number 1 here. Okay, so he made this for Mistress Death as well. Kind of like a shrine for her. And there it is. So this was a snap. And also, at the same time, back in the day, so just to kind of get a clear look at the Infinity Gauntlet, like, this was the Mind Stone. This was, like, the Time Stone. Like, not only were the colors different, but also, they were called the Infinity Gems. And this pretty much is the snap right there. And also Thanos' attire back in the day was fucking brilliant. Also, we see him go on and talk about the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones for a hot second right here. This goes on and shows like which stones connected to what person. So we got the Time Stone, which is the red one, the Reality Stone, which is the blue one. So we got Space, got Reality, I think is that one. The Power Stone is the red one. The green one is the Soul Stone. The blue one is the Mind Stone. And then the red one is the Time Stone. So there's that right there. So okay, there we go. So basically, those are your time stones. This book not only has, like, you know, Mephisto, like I said, Moon Knight I think was in it, and a whole bunch of other people from the comics. Also, one thing that I really didn't realize, I mean, not the comics, but the movies. One thing I realized as well, some people from the Infinity War, which is the next series after Infinity Gauntlet, which is I'm also reading at the exact same time as like 5 others. Some people, like the Black Panther, got snapped, and he, you know, got blipped. And once again, these are called Infinity Gems, not stones. I can't remember if I said that or not. I think I did. I don't know. But Black Panther was one of the ones that got snapped out of existence. And when Thanos does the snap, literally half of everything snaps. Half of a city snaps. Half of the Avengers team snaps. Unfortunately, all four of the members of the Fantastic Four did get snapped, and not two of them got snapped, and the other two went on to help out, like, this mini Avengers team, which I would have kind of liked them to have a newer Avengers team go on with the people who had to fight Thanos, which also, just to give you an idea of how Thanos was back in the day, he turned Wolverine into nothing but like a pile of rubber whenever the heroes were gonna fight Thanos. He used, I think, like the Reality Stone, kind of like what he did with Mantis and Drax. I think that's where they got the idea from Wolverine to do it with Drax and Thanos, with Drax and Mantis, which Mantis isn't in this. I don't think she came in until like later years. Which once again, I think all of the Guardians except for Drax the Destroyer was not in this book. So all the ones from the movies are not in this book except for Drax the Destroyer. And I don't even think that Drax is a member of the Guardians, because this Guardians team was made for the MCU, not the comic books. So not even close. But we do also get Smart Hulk in this, which Smart Hulk, once again, is from Avengers Endgame. So it's really cool to see that Smart Hulk was a part of this book, and they actually did something to go on and do it. Another character that played a big role, I guess I should say now, speaking of characters, is Galactus. Galactus also played a big role. He played a part like the cosmic entities or whatever with the Celestials and Eternity himself. Eternity and Thanos do get into a battle, but which Thanos then becomes Eternity for a little while, until like Nebula picks up the Infinity Gauntlet. So I don't know why, but sure, I guess Thanos would give up the power to be like, why does Nebula have the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Gems? Then Thanos and Nebula actually got into a fight. So she had the Infinity Gauntlet longer than I thought that she had. I thought she had it for like 2 panels. She died, and then, like, they killed her off and whatever. But she actually had it a lot longer than I thought in this book. So Thanos went on, fight Eternity, became Eternity because he like won or something, and then Nebula went on to hold the Infinity Gauntlet for a little bit, and it was like, oh, okay. Like, Thanos was kind of like, no, I don't want that to happen. Like, that's mine. So Thanos and Nebula got into a match and fight. Also, that's a lie. Gamora was a part of this series, but she wasn't really a part of it. She got picked up by Iron Man from something, and she didn't really fight Thanos, nor does she have any, like, I don't think she has any connection to Thanos at all. And I think Thanos called Nebula, like, his daughter or granddaughter. So Nebula is, on technicality, a child of Thanos, like an actual child of Thanos, but whatever. And I know I said, Guardians really weren't in this series except for, like, Drax. Yes, I just said that Gamora and Nebula are. Gamora is the only one that is a part of it, but she doesn't really do anything in this that's special. And Nebula, really, by the time Infinity War came out, she wasn't really a member of the Guardians. She was just there in the movies, but she didn't really join them until after Infinity War, or like after Endgame, basically, and didn't become an official member until then. She was like an official member in Guardians Volume 3. That's when she became an official member of the Guardians. So really, I'm not counting that in Infinity War, that she was one of the members of the Guardians that weren't in, this book. So official Guardians members by the time Infinity War was out, you got Drax, who played, I think, the biggest important part out of those 3. Also, I guess I should say this now, at the beginning of the book, Infinity War, how Hulk would go on and warn Doctor Strange and Wong about Thanos, it was actually the Silver Surfer. So the Silver Surfer went through the Sanctum Sanctorum, told Wong and Doctor Strange about Thanos, and then him and Doctor Strange actually started to go into this whole conversation about it. I think Rintrah brought Silver Surfer something to drink. So that's another one. Rinchaw was a part of this book, was a part of this series. Played a very small role. He wasn't really in it for long. He really didn't do anything too spectacular, but he was there. Doctor Strange played a massive part in this book because he brought the heroes together, like Cloak and Wolverine and Smart Hulk, and a few other guys, Namor and Firelord, to be a part of the team to stop Thanos and fight them. So there was this whole team. Thor was a part of the team. There was this whole team to fight Thanos. I think Spider-Man was a part of it. Yeah, Spider-Man was a part of this as well to fight Thanos. To pretty much fight him so they can try and bring everyone back. So I think that they just need to do that. I think that they understood what the whole thing was, like with how the Infinity Gauntlet worked, which I don't know if they did or they didn't. I'm guessing they just did because they're superheroes. Like, I legit was flipping through the book, reading some of it, and I'm like, Thanos doesn't fucking explain to them at all, and they were not told in any way, shape, or form how the fucking thing worked. I don't even think Adam Warlock explained it to them. I'm like they were just kind of, oh, yeah, we need to bring everyone back, but they didn't fucking know how the thing worked. So just because they're superheroes, we're assuming how. I don't know. That's like the only little bit that I'm just confused by, but still overall, like, great storytelling, and it's just simple like this. Like, I enjoy side stories like these where this is an actual series of events instead of putting it in some sort of random fucking thing, like Avengers storyline, which I did, but that was just to drag on some Avengers stuff, and it was like special things and whatever, like a special event that I did. Go back and check out me talking about what I would do if I was the head of Marvel and I recreated the Marvel universe for the comic books and whatever. I'm slowly trying to get back up into that and trying to make sense of it, but at the same time, it's just so much. Once again, I said, is just going on right now, and I really haven't. Um, so yeah, that was going on. Also, Nebula fought the Eternals. I'm sorry, not the Eternals. Nebula went on, fought some of the Sentinels. She didn't fight Eternity because, like I said, I guess technically Thanos became Eternity, but I don't know what Eternity was doing because Eternity was also talking to like Living Tribunal, and Adam Warlock was trying to talk to Living Tribunal, Galactus, Sentinels, and Eternity to try and help them, which eventually they do, but they didn't for a while. Uatu the Watcher was just kind of like, I'm just a watcher, I can only stand here and observe, but they just kind of threw him in just so he can be in this series, which I thought was cool because that's, his part and what he played, but he was a little bit worried as well for what was going on, but he just didn't, go on and interfere, which I thought was great. But they eventually, came in, not Uatu, but Galactus and them eventually came in trying to stop Gamora. And they were like, hey, this can't go on, this can't happen like this. Gamora fought them, and then she turned all of them into stones, and that big, thing I showed you that, Thanos made for Mistress Death, well, Gamora added the backdrop of all of them to that, and after the Infinity Gauntlet was taken off of her, Adam Warlock picked it off, and he's picked it up, and he wielded it, and he's like, yep, this is safe with me. And by the end of the book, besides some Thanos saying I am inevitable and some other things are relating to the movies, Silver Surfer going through the Sanctum Sanctorum, and all the different characters that were going on in this series, and what was going on with Snap and all that. I'm sorry, Daredevil and Night Thrasher were two other ones as well that disappeared in the Snap. Anyway. Also we got Thanos, the Gauntlet Thanos, with his outfit hanging up like a scarecrow, like his armor was in Endgame and Infinity War. Thanos was okay, this is, this is me being a farmer, and this is me retired. Like, I did what I did. I did the snap. I tried to impress Mistress Death, which is the reason why he snapped his fingers and killed half of humanity and everyone, not because of resources and whatever. He just went, I'm gonna impress her, and I'm gonna do everything that I can, so let me just kill Mistress Death, and then be a part of, and, like, be in a relationship with her by killing off half of the world, just because. Which, compared to what he did in the comics, is a little bit of a lame way, but at the same time, though, for back in the day, it made sense, and it made him, like, a legitimate threat. Like, hey, like, I'm not... And then him fighting off the superheroes was basically him going, like, oh, no, you can't stop me from trying to get together with Death herself. And I think it was also so he can become immortal as well. It seems like Thanos. I don't know. So there was that. And once again, Mephisto also played a very important part with helping Thanos to try and get together with Mistress Death as well. Also, Pip the Troll was in this, and he really didn't do too much either, except for just kind of hanging around there, and it was with Adam Warlock, and he was like, hey, Adam, like, what's going on? And, so Adam's like, oh yeah, so this is just what I do, like, I won the war, whatever. And then he got to see Thanos and Adam Warlock, Pip the Troll had a whole conversation with each other. And then in the back of the book here, we do see this shot of Thanos smiling, sitting down, and being there with, and just him sitting there with, like, oh, like, that's just him doing his farmer stuff and whatever. And you can also tell, once again, by going here, this is what I was talking about, like, his armor in, like, Endgame being like that. Infinity War and Endgame being like that. So, that was, there's that. But, yeah, and also Nova as well helped out in this as well, but once again, he really didn't do too much. Some of the side heroes just really didn't do too much, and because of them fighting out in outer space, it was a little bit difficult. There was some cool, understandable moments where, like, Thor needed Mjolnir, because back in the day, Thor was a secret identity of Doctor Whatever. I forgot what his name was. Shoot, that kind of hits me hard a little bit, but he was like an actual doctor, and he was an actual human without his hammer. And when he grabbed a Mjolnir and had his hammer, he became Thor, the god of thunder. But now, now Thor's like, okay, like, I'm a human without it, and I can basically die up here. So he was trying to get to Mjolnir, and he grabbed Mjolnir, and then he became Thor again, and then he still, joined the fight. So once again, overall, I love this series. This is a weird episode 10 special. This should start to go on normally tomorrow, but this was, like, my thoughts and the best of my review of what I could do with it. There's so much going on with this. Hopefully with other trade paperbacks, it's going to be better, because I will be reading a lot other trade paperbacks going on and talking about, different series as well. I will be doing some different series like Death of the Family and Court of Owls, which is my favorite Batman series. I don't know why my mind blanked on it. Like, it was legit in my head, probably because I said Death of the Family first instead of Court of Owls. Anyway, so I'll be, doing that. But overall, this is my favorite comic book series for the moment. I may be talking about some other stuff, like One More Day. I read that. I can talk about it, but I don't have the book. Like, I read it, but I don't have the book, because I read it before No Way Home came out. But overall, I really enjoyed that, but I want to have the book for me in order to be able to do the review on it, so I can talk about it just a little bit better. But overall, I love this series, and this is definitely my favorite. This is my favorite for, the moment, until I get done reading Crisis on Infinite Earths and Secret Wars, and I get to find out if they're better than this towards the end or not. So anyways, guys, that's all. That's my review for the day. Hold on one second. My knee's hurting. Ow. Sorry, I was bending on my knee wrong. That hurt. Um, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you do leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more comic book reviews. And make sure you do comment on this video telling me, what I want to do, what I should do a review on next. I can go on and buy trades if I don't have a trade of that certain specific title. And Infinity War will once again be a future one, but that's here nor there when I'll be able to do it. But I also have about 10 to 11,000 different comic books and doing reviews on them, so I do. And if I don't have that specific number title, if you guys want me to do a review on it, I will make sure to go on and buy it. And I could also not only, and if it is a reprint, then I'll probably go on, buy the reprint of it, and then, just do a review on that, because I do have a few reprints I'm going to be doing reviews on. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video. Love y'all. Take care. Peace.